I know I barely talk about this on my channel, but I just wanted to say that, um, not every. I'm not exactly. Okay. I'm indigenous. I'm a native. I'm the one that smokes the peace pipe. but anyways, yeah, I'm indigenous, and I feel like white people are getting hated way too much. No, I do not feel like it. I know that they're being shit on way too much by other colored races. Native women are crazy nowadays. How I should know because I dated a couple of them back in the city, and trust me, they were crazy. One of them threw a damn wrench at me. My mother and father are both indigenous, and they're incredibly rough with me. Yeah. My sister, she loves to blame white men all the time. And even tried to teach my brother to hate them as well. You can't be racist towards white people. My ass. Because racism is not something that's based from power like people always say. Racism is hating because the color of their skin, and which they can't control. Sure, white people have a history of making slaves, but come on! The black African people sell their own kind to the white men. Slaves are everywhere. Around the world, it's everywhere. And even history proves that natives are not peaceful people before the white men. Sure, there were less violence and guns, but there was still death. Death is everywhere. And it's not just by white men. Sure, they made it well known, but come on. Slavery is a thing. Egyptians had a lot of slaves building a damn pyramid. I guess I just wanted to make this video is because of it's a little rant, I guess. I do not hate white people. I'm indigenous. When I create stories, I create villains. When I create villains, I make them all types of skin. White, black, indigenous, you name it. But I also make heroes who are white, black, indigenous, etc. I even create inhuman creatures. I'm a storyteller, and I know what's good and what's evil. While colored people nowadays only hate the ones because of the color of the skin. People nowadays, yeah. There was a video that got my interest. Young kids who actually hate themselves because the color of their own skin. Why should you be proud of the color of your own skin? You should be proud of what difference you can make. Instead of hurting one another with trying to create diversity, because games nowadays seem to focus on colored characters fighting the ones with paler skin characters. You can't be racist towards the white man, they say. But it's still hateful. When my mother and father are extremely down, they both definitely did some terrible things. They were both junkies. I went to foster care. No one seemed to took me in yet, but there was a guy who decided to take me. He was a farmer, and he was a white man, a white bald man who owned a little farm. Unfortunately, I'm allergic to animals and the dander and their licks, anything that comes from a living animal. Yeah, it's a shame because I always wanted a pet. But on to the main topic. He took me in, taught me some things. And we watched movies together. He was a good guy. He didn't treated me differently. Matter of fact, he treated me like an actual child that I once was. He bought me a watermelon and I liked it. I liked the watermelon. The watermelon be round and big, and it's a very big melon. Ah, man, the nostalgia. Yeah, I looked at the watermelon and I wish I could have that watermelon. And he got me the watermelon and I was like, yeah, yeah. And that's why I'm dating a watermelon right now, because she reminds me of the watermelon that I used to got. Okay, but seriously. He treated me like a person. He didn't treat me like didn't ask me questions about culture or anything. Treated me like a kid. Fed me a lot of macaroni. He made sure that I was well fed. And damn, he made a lot of macaroni. Like, and put it on my plate, and I loved it. Well, macaroni is not my favorite, but at least I was hungry. It had hamburger in it. Man, not many people understand it nowadays that not all white people are bad. Social media is bad. They only focus on, because it's on camera, it make it seem like they're racists. Okay, they're not all racists. It's just the camera focuses on the racist ones on America. I am dating an American girl, and trust me, she is a sweetheart. I make racist jokes about black people, indigenous people, and also white people. But I never really mean any hateful towards it, because I'm allowed to express myself. I'm allowed to have fun without being hateful. I did it with a white guy. Did it with a Dutch guy. Did it with my white girlfriend. That's what many people forget nowadays, because we're being treated differently. Like, wow, black people and indigenous people should be higher class because they had it rough in the past. Sure, we're having it rough, but there's also some people that could able to make changes. That's why I do not hate white people, because I was taken care of by a white man until I had to leave because I was about to die because of his animals. Not because you were thinking, did they attack you? No. Like I said before, I am allergic to animals. He's a good guy. And I'm tired of bullshit, of white women who are clearly way too young, and I'm tired of them speaking for us. And I'm tired of native women being freaking crazy and blaming white men all the time. Hell, even my own sister blames them. Meanwhile, she makes stupid decisions. I'm a storyteller. And I tell stories of what true villains are. Even though I don't necessarily discuss it, but I know I make it well known of what they could be capable of. Don't listen to social media, because kids nowadays are being poisoned by it. When I had to suffer by getting my ass handed to me by my own father and mother, getting into fights constantly with other native kids. I guess all of that stopped when I moved in with Cuckoo. She is a sweet indigenous woman who taught me how to love and be patient. And there is a certain man in the house, and I wanted to kill him, but she prevented me from doing so. That's what love is. It's about teaching, not separating. Do not diverse unity. Trying to split us apart is what creates enemies. Unity creates allies. And that's what not people are understanding nowadays. My brother was being taught to hate white people until I had to snap him out of it. Of course, every older brother needs to help the younger one. I try to teach him, even though I ain't exactly perfect. Wish I was there more often. But at least I taught him some things, and now he became a little more wiser. I hate everything that is evil. And social media is definitely one of them. They claim that they're justice, but in reality, they're just causing a lot of damage and try to divide people from one another. You could be racist towards white people, and white people could be racist towards us. But you see, that's only some of them. You cannot listen to anyone on social media. You cannot listen to celebrities because they have millions or billions of money. They say they relate to you, but how can they relate? With the color of their skin? Because of their compassion? No. The Lord created many people who speak different languages, and they couldn't understand one another when they tried to build a tower to see God. But He also created people to try to be reuniting as one. Despite the differences, He expects us to come together. Do not hate the person because they speak a different language or the color of their skin. Love the person who is kind and truly compassionate and who could actually relate. Because the farmer that I was telling you about, he's a good guy. Helped me. And that's why I wanted my brother to not focus on race and actually focus on people who are actually evil through their actions and words, not by their skin color. I fell in love with a woman who is half white and claims that she's part indigenous. But seriously, love one another. That's what God would have wanted. I know I barely talk about God on my channel, but seriously, I'm a Christian and I just wanted to spread the word of the gospel. wanted to spread the words of the Lord, of what he wanted us to do. Well, that's enough of my little rant. That's pretty much it.